All right, 1.7, solve absolute value. Equations and inequalities. So first problems say to decide whether the given number is a solution of the equation. So number 4, I've got the absolute value of d plus 6 is equal to 10, and they want us to plug in negative 4. So I plug in negative 4 plus 6 in the absolute values. Negative 4 plus 6 is 2. The absolute value of 2 is 2. So 2 equals 10 is not true, so not a solution.
You go to second?
Yes.
Well, there's 1.136.
I just told you I only needed 1.6. Everything else is checked off. Also, just a side note while I'm thinking about it, Riley said that she's noticed that people are putting like question marks on their paper and comments like to ask me about it, but I feel like y'all never ask me questions. So if you have questions, you need to like ask because if she's checking them, I'm not necessarily seeing them. Unless she thinks like there was a class where people weren't showing their work. So I went back through them and like verified that it was, whatever. So if you have a question at the start of class, I'm not going over homework, but if you're like, hey, I didn't understand number 17, then ask me about number 17 so that I can go over it. I don't know that it was this class, but just in general. If you have questions, make sure you ask me. If you don't want to ask in front of everyone, you can come ask me privately afterwards. I don't care, but just make sure you ask.
This has been the most fun math class I've ever.
What?
Huh?
I haven't had a math class this learning and fun in
All right, number 8. The absolute value of 17 minus 8r equals 15, and we're plugging in a positive 4. So I've got the absolute value of 17 minus 8 times 4. What's 8 times 4?
23 to 32.
32. So what's 17 minus 32?
Negative 13. 15.
Absolute value of negative 15 equals 15. Absolute value makes everything positive, so 15 equals 15. So this one is a solution.
Did the cool boxes break?
No, I'm going fast and not doing them.
Shepard, you can't get perfect boxes all the time.
I'll look for one perfect box.
I don't
I
know.
can't even draw a regular box.
All right, these next ones say to solve the equation and graph the solution. We are not doing the and graph part. We are just doing the solve part. So, number 10, the absolute value of y equals negative 5.
I equal
Yeah. You can't do that
Why can I not do that?
because
Absolute value is
always
distance from
positive,
zero.
and if
Oh
it's
my
equal-
goodness.
Absolute value is always positive, but this has a negative in front of it, so there's no solution to this one. Do a nice box just for him.
Did a nice box.
He wasn't even paying attention.
Oh, no.
Honestly.
All right, something we actually can solve. Number 14, the absolute value of h minus 4 equals 4. When I have an absolute value problem, how many problems do I have?
2.
2. So I copy one of them down exactly. So h minus 4 equals 4. The other one, we set whatever it's equal to We like change the sign of it, so h minus 4 equals negative 4, and I solve. What do I get with the one on the left?
H equals
H equals 8.
H equals 0.
Yep.
Or 8 negative is that? No, 0, you're right there.
Where'd the absolute value signs go? Oh, we dropped it. I don't know.
They go away because we're solving.
Well, that's cool how it both works.
But yeah, so again, I will reiterate, the instructions say and graph. We are not doing that.
Vocab word.
Oh yeah, it is vocab word.
You
Reader.
just hit a vocab.
Oh, look at that. Seems like I might have done those books at one point in time.
Really? Oh, I forgot you're a alum.
Did a lot of them.
You should call her a plug.
Alum.
What's that?
Alum.
Alumni? Alum?
I thought she was just gonna say a plug.
First I thought he said a puck, and I was like, huh?
Hockey?
Yeah, so I was like, I didn't play hockey. Did a lot of things, but hockey wasn't one of them.
The DBCS hockey team.
No,
Coach,
absolutely. Yeah, we do have a hockey team. We play with Coach.
That was in our vocab book where they
I
talked
want
about
to
a
play
girls'
actual
hockey
hockey
team.
though.
Oh yeah, that was in the vocab.
Oh,
They
it was.
said that the people who are adverse to having the girls' hockey team don't know anything about what's recently happening in
Women's sports.
You
Yeah,
got that
just-
like word for word.
What if I'm against the men's hockey team?
It's way more entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Because there's
So like run
fights.
into the walls. And then push each
Yeah,
other over.
were you at the year of Reverb where we got to sit in the front row of the
What's
hockey
Reverb?
stadium a couple years ago?
What's
It
reverb?
was like when Solomon was here.
He's been. Were you there that year though?
Of course I was.
There was one year we got to sit in the front row, right, like in front of
Me and
the
Solomon
guy with the goal.
me too. Solomon kept trying to get the goalie's
So
attention.
fun though.
I love sitting behind the penalty box.
We got the players to wave at us.
Yes. He fell asleep on the stairs.
Okay, number 22. So this isn't a new like set of problems, but it still says to solve the equation. They're just a little more intense than the last one, so I figured we'll do more of those. So 3g plus 14 in absolute values equals 7.
3g plus 14 equals 7.
So 3g plus 14 equals 7. The other option, 3g plus 14 equals negative 7.
Well, it can't be the one on the right. Well, never mind. So it's supposed to be the one
So 3g equals negative 7. G equals negative 7/3. Other option, 3g equals negative 21. G equals negative 7.
Yes.
That
Whoa,
box is
it's
crooked.
one. Sideways.
Sideways bot.
Is that gonna bother you?
Yeah.
Let me-
It's a box.
It fits, but it's not.
It's a box.
It's not right.
Whoa.
She disappeared in it. Wow.
Seems like I might have an eraser on this thing.
Almost.
Wait, there's an eraser?
It still
No,
feels,
I'm not
it
up
still
with that.
feels
You have
sideways.
to color
I
it
know
all
it's not
white
optical
to
illusion.
yourself.
Whoa.
It's like tilted to the right.
She moved it without touching the screen.
What the heck?
Whoa. It's
Wait,
moving
what are
up
you
and
doing?
down. I don't
She's
know.
pushing the button twice on the pencil.
There's
Are
no
you sure?
buttons.
Not the button. I know you're triggering.
Tucker, it's like
This is the
it's like the
1800s, she
genie
knew I
lamp.
had to post for being a
It's
witch.
like the genie lamp. You gotta. I'm so confused. Wait, now she moved it.
That's
May I use the restroom?
She must get like. Did you get the Elon Musk brain chip? Are you using your brain?
I saw a monkey using that. He wanted orange for everything.
Huh?
What are you talking about? Mom?
You're talking about
Okay, I don't know. 32.
Is this being recorded?
Yes. The absolute value of 2/3 z minus 6 equals 12. So So 2/3 z minus 6 equals 12, or 2/3 z minus 6 equals negative 12. So 2/3 z equals
18.
18. So z equals
Multiply by 3 over
Z equals 10.
Z equals
9.
27.
Whoa.
27.
Hold up.
the 1, and then the 2 is 36.
Multiply by 3.
So 18 divided by 2 would be 9. 9 times 3 is 27.
You can do that.
Yeah.
Why did you reciprocal it?
Because
To move it over,
Oh.
I just keep flipped in my mind.
So when you multiplied 8 by 3 over 2, you just divided by 3 and then multiplied by 2?
Yep.
When I did, that'd be 6.
Divide by 2, multiply by 3.
Whoa.
And it's 18, not 8.
Wow.
That's what I had.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I had negative. I had 27.
Alright, the other side, 2/3 z equals negative 6. So z equals
Negative 9.
Negative 27. Nope.
negative 9.
So what are you wearing, Shasta?
I saw this. I saw his lips closing too.
Where's my chapstick?
Alright, solve the equation and check for extraneous solutions. What does that mean?
Extra
I did
solution.
not steal your chapstick. What would I do with it?
I was actually going to ask about that because I
I
didn't
did
know
not.
what it meant.
So extraneous solution, so sometimes we have a solution to an equation that may not actually be a solution.
What?
So you may get an answer, but if you plugged it back in, it won't make a true statement. So essentially this is a solve and check.
Okay.
And if when you check it, it's wrong, then it's extraneous.
So are we looking for?
Good job.
Hold up.
I didn't.
So we want the extraneous, or we don't?
No, we don't want extraneous solutions.
Okay.
You got that.
We get rid of them. They go by
You can
because they don't work. Okay, 34. The absolute value of 3x minus 4 equals x.
No, this is gonna have one.
Dankeschön. That's thank you.
Fun.
Yeah.
Turkish.
German.
German.
So, I set this up the same way as the ones that have a number. So-
3x minus 4 equals that.
Thank you. 3x minus 4 equals x, or 3x minus 4 equals
Negative x.
negative x. And solve. So I've got 2x equals 4. So x equals 2. And then I've got, what is that? 4x equals 4. So x equals 1. So now I have to check them. So I'm going to plug 2 in. So the absolute value of 3 times 2 minus 4 equals 2. Absolute value of 6 minus 4. So 2 equals 2. So this one works. And check the other one. Absolute value of 3 times 1 minus 4 equals 1. 3 minus 4 is
1.
Negative 1.
negative 1. It's the absolute value of that, so 1 equals 1. So this one also works.
Oh.
So nothing was extraneous in this one.
What is that word?
Is it X, like it doesn't work. Like if,
Feel like I
if
just answered that
36
question.
equals 1, that'd be an extraneous.
Oh, okay.
You can pretty much guarantee if there's an x on this, like outside of the absolute value, and the number that you got is negative, you can pretty much guarantee it's going to be extraneous because absolute value can't produce a negative number.
You say thank you.
Thank you, Nathan.
It's a shot.
I appreciate you opening the door for me. Why is he on the door?
38.
Why can't we?
Because Big Brother's always watching.
Exactly.
No, that was clever.
I don't know. He's not my older brother, so.
No, it's a symbol for the government.
Symbol of the government?
Yeah, Big Brother is always watching.
You're a president.
Alright, absolute value of 9 minus 2x equals 10 plus 3x. Now, this one can tend to trick people sometimes. When we copy it down, obviously, that's self-explanatory. It copies down exactly. But when I do the second one where I have to change the sign, I have 9 minus 2x equals what?
Negative 10 minus 3.
Negative 10 minus 3x. So both things have to have a negative. If you wrote it as negative and then 10 plus 3x like this, that's also fine, but you might as well just go ahead and distribute the negative because otherwise you have to do an extra step. So 1 on the left, moving x's to the left, numbers to the right, I get
X equals 1.
negative 5x
Equals
equals 1.
x equals negative 1.5.
So negative 1/5. Now, I should start thinking that there is a possibility that that's going to produce an extraneous solution because it's negative. That doesn't mean that it definitely is, but I should be aware it's negative and it's hard to get a negative outside. So just, or not hard to get outside, but obviously you can't produce a negative inside. Like, the absolute value can't produce a negative. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, other side over here.
X equals
So add that over. X equals negative 19. That one's also negative, so again, want to be aware of that. So when I check them, plugging in negative 1/5 first, I get the absolute value of 9 minus 2 times negative 1/5 equals 10 plus 3 times negative 1/5. I'm going to go ahead and make this 9/45 over 5 so that I have a common denominator,
Yep.
just to not have to write it again. So 45 over 5. Negative and negative is positive, so plus 2/5 equals, over here I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to write 10 as 50 over 5 minus 3 over 5. So I get 47 over 5 is equal to 47 over 5. So that one works. So even though that was negative, that still was a solution. Negative 19, plug that in, I get 9 minus 2 times negative 19, and the absolute value is equal to 10 plus 3 times negative 19. So what do I get inside the absolute value?
47?
47?
That's what I want.
2 times 19, 9 minus that number.
Yeah, I did 7 times negative 19.
Shouldn't it be negative? Wait, no, we're
I just
adding.
don't think it's 47, but I haven't actually done the math. But 2 times 19 isn't that much.
2 times 19 is 38.
38 plus
38
9.
plus 9 is
47.
47. I mean, I did it in my
Okay.
head, so
Yeah.
I was
a
like,
bit afraid.
wait a minute. Equals, what do I get on the other side?
67.
Mm-mm.
40 times.
Times 19 is 60 minus 3.
Shepherd, you're out of there.
It's 10 minus 57.
47.
Plus 10.
10 minus 47, or 10 minus 57 is
47.
negative
-47.
47. This is positive, so I have 47 equals negative 47. Is that true?
No.
No, so this is extraneous.
EXP.
So why did we get extraneous solutions?
Because of the absolute value.
Okay.
All right. The last thing is absolute value inequalities. Again, you're not graphing them, you are just solving them. So 46, I've got the absolute value of n minus 11 is greater than or equal to 1. So we still copy it down exactly just like if it was an equality. So n minus 11 is greater than or equal to 1. Or the other option, I'm going to still have that the stuff on the right side or that's not in the absolute value is going to change the sign. But what do you think else might also have to happen?
You have to
Around
change
the inequality.
Flip the inequality. So this is going to be n minus 11 is less than or equal to negative 1. So I get n is greater than or equal to 12, or n is less than or equal to 10. And I can rewrite them in the correct order if I want to, but I don't care that much, so I'm going to leave them like that. And obviously this is an or because n is less than or equal to 10, or it's greater than or equal to 12. Okay, we can also end up with an and situation, so just be aware of that. Then you would need to combine them together. 48. Absolute value of f plus 6 is less than 2. So what do I get with this one? Or what are my two?
F plus 6 is less than 2, or f plus 6 is greater than -2.
Does anybody remember what my mom's sayings were for less than, greater than?
Yeah.
Why did I write -6? I don't know. I was thinking about the next thing.
So what does your mom say?
She's asking us. She would always say, remember to flip the inequality.
What goes with and what goes with or?
Oh.
Nor.
Wait, no, I remember this.
What is it?
L is less. Wait, if it's facing this way and or, you gotta flip it. If it's and, you can share it. It was something along
How about land and gore?
Yeah, land and gore.
Oh.
Less than is and, greater than is or, so land and gore. So this was greater than, so this was an or problem. This one is less than, so it's an and problem. So when I do it, I'm gonna have combined inequality. So this gives me what?
Equals
-4.
less than -4.
And
What about this one?
F
F is
greater than -8.
So f is less than -4 and greater than -8. And even if you didn't recognize the land and gore, right, when you get to your final, you should realize that that puts f between those two values. So this is going to be -8 less than f less than -4.
Do you want us to write it like that, or do you want us to write F?
Numerical order.
Like this.
So you
The or is just written like this because it obviously can't be both at the same time. I really should have flipped and put this one on this side and this one on this side so they were in numerical order, but I was lazy and didn't do that.
Okay.
I'm ready to face the homework.
If you don't finish, you do not need to do it over the weekend. You can do it on Tuesday.
How much time do
You have like 12, 13 minutes, but you probably can finish it. But I'm just saying, if you don't, it's not homework. There's no notes this weekend. It's a long weekend. Enjoy your weekend off. But there is a quiz Wednesday, so obviously, I'm not saying to study, but I'm just saying I wouldn't not do any of this right now while you have class time to do it. I would at least do some of it.